Welcome everyone to another episode of Indie Inquiries here on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. For each episode, we review Steam store pages and provide advice for how best to market your indie game. And if you'd like for us to review your store page for a future video, please reach out. Join me for this one, my co-host from Casual Game Studio, Joshua Reyes. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, and this Steam page is actually going to be a pretty good example of things that you might want to when you're deploying your own Steam page. So let's get going, Josh.
So this is another one that we are getting through our backlog actually very quickly at this rate. So again, if you like submit one, get in touch any way possible. But we are going back to action, and this time with a vampire survivor-like. This is Spellbook Demonslayers. And this is based off kind of the same universe as developers were in one for another game. And this is one that we tried playing the demo to this one, I want to say late last year, or late 2022. And it seemed like it was a pretty decent game. It is, of course, in early access like a lot of the BS-like style titles. But let's take a look at this store page, and we'll, as always, begin with the thumbnail. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so everyone at home can see things. So, for this thumbnail, I think this is a really solid one. You can see everything very clearly. It has this kind of framing of, little demon in the corner, floating book right here, and then our main character on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it definitely hits all the points. A lot of times when we're looking over these, usually have problems with the text, the font. It doesn't really show what's happening, and or maybe doesn't really show action if it's an action. This one hits all of those points. It has an excellent color palette. It shows, it's Spellbook Demonslayers. There's your book. We have a demon in the lower right. We have action coming out of the book. And, of course, the heroine is there in her action mode. I think it hits all the points. An excellent example.
Yeah.
Readable, and it gets the point across.
Yeah, and you can see this kind of neon pink or hot pink border around the thumbnail as well, and that does help it stand out. It gives that little extra flourish, or it will catch your attention when you're scrolling down.
Definitely, I would really, if you saw that without the border, you might not notice it, but seeing it, it definitely adds a lot more. So just all those little details definitely add up.
I mean, this is one of those that it's kind of hard to find anything that is like damn for this thumbnail.
Right.
So anything that sticks out to you for it?
I mean, if I really want to be picky, I would just maybe change like the backdrop of the font just a little bit, offset it a little bit lower. Other than that, I mean, it's perfect.
Yep, I think this is, from our recent crop, definitely one of the best ones.
Yes.
It gets it across. It has very good readability. Everything on this one pops, which is, again, something that can be very hard to do, depending upon your game or your skills as an artist.
Exactly how you're saying, Josh, pops. I mean, if you were scrolling this one would definitely pop. You would definitely see it. Regardless, you'd be like, what is this spell book? I mean, it looks amazing. It's so colorful and it looks nice. So it's really good at getting that across in all dimensions.
Yeah. And again, I think the only thing that we can maybe ding this on is that the title just looks a little like too generic for everything else that's on the thumbnail.
Right.
But that's still not like enough to, really take this grade down.
Exactly.
So I think for me, I think this is a very easy A for a thumbnail.
Same here. Easy A on this one. Great job.
So with that, let us pop over here and we will take a look at the trailer. And I'm going to lower the volume down just a little bit because it kind of just starts right with a bang. So let's take a look.
Right into the action.
Yep. So you can see there's a lot of the transitions from screen to screen are really nice.
The picture-in-picture is excellent. And I believe that when it shows each weapon the book, it shows the picture of like their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
This font, I believe, is excellent for, create your
Yeah.
battlefield, create a nice little slant, really
Yeah.
nice.
I like when the kinds of like that fast moving to like transition from screen to screen as well.
Yes, yeah, I think it's excellent. Then we have our call to action.
Yeah.
Um, let's see, and then overall, it's just great. Great job.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you kind of ding it on, Josh? I think you found one little small problem.
Yeah, let me lower the sound here. Also, I'm just wondering how this looks like compression-wise, because I bet like all the Vampire
Yeah,
Survivors are nightmares for their
yeah.
compression when it comes
Hopefully,
to.
hopefully it reads well, McCraw. Hopefully it reads well because it does look very well aesthetically.
Yeah. The only problem that I think I would have with this one is a minor one, is when we get to the 40. Wait for it.
40
44.
second, 40 second.
Yeah, it just cuts. Like there's no like end. Like there's no like final note or final thing to kind of like end the trailer on. It just kind of like it's action, then stop. It's gone.
Right. There's no cooldown
Yeah,
right before the call to action,
yeah.
but that's a minor gripe.
I would like because I play this game. I know Vampire Survivor likes. I think the ending could have been like the end of the level, like when the character dies and he's like, you win or you lose, like just something
Yes. Yes.
something that is just a little bit different that is kind of like that final note on the
Right.
trailer itself.
Right. Because the majority of the trailer is, just the action, showing some of the upgrades, but the majority of it is technically the same over and over again. So a little bit of a change would be excellent. Although again, that's just a minor thing.
Yeah.
It's overall excellent.
Yeah, and I do like during the call action, you can see the character on the right, she's floating, there's all these effects around her.
Yes, excellent. Yeah. What part is what? That's at
The
40,
45-second, like right
45
for the end.
seconds. Yeah. So if you look right at the end of the trailer, excellent way to end your trailer. It's a still image, but yet it's movement and dynamic, and really that's really good for a call to action. So.
Yeah, and then again, all the transitions from screen to screen are really well done.
Right.
The custom text is great. Create your play style, and I like how they're using like the iteration of create your play style, create your difficulty, or create your challenge, create your battlefield. It's kind of really hammering that home.
Yes, exactly. Indeed.
Yeah. And I think lengthwise it does the job. Like I could see like someone could argue, well, maybe show another 20-30 seconds of footage, and I don't think that's really necessary. I think this is
perfect,
right at where it needs to be.
Yeah, 48 seconds. I mean, I think it's the perfect time for it.
Yeah. So, grade-wise, I think other than just that final cut again, which again, it's definitely not enough to hurt the grade. It's just like enough to not give it like the perfect score.
Right.
But I think for me, the trailer is again another very easy A.
Yeah, easy A again. Perfect. Great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so another A on that one.
Yeah. And again, I think this, as you were saying at the start, this is a really good store page in terms of like what you should be looking at, especially if your game is action. Like they're definitely using everything they have to enhance and embellish the store page.
Yeah, and once we get to the about the game, you'll see when we've talked about in previous ones about like free content and free gifts, they definitely used it. So.
Yeah. So let's go with these images. Now, this is one of the things that we were kind of debating as we were going over our pre-recording review of this, that a Vampire Survivor leg or Bullet Heaven, however you want to describe it, it's not a good genre for showing diverse screenshots. When we look at, any other genre, action, RPG, shooter, you can have, this is the jungle level, this is the ice world, you can have that footage. With a game like this, it's basically, here's a plane, here's enemies, and then here we go again, and again. So we can't necessarily grade this on the screenshots being 100% unique in this respect.
Yeah. But they come across, for the genre limitations, they come across great.
Mhm.
So for what they have, I think it works very well.
Yeah. All the screenshots are either showing action or they're showing like menuing, the
Right.
systems, the depth, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again, like this is one of those things, like we say, like when it comes to images, you can either get a really high grade or really low grade. Like it's very rare to see something that gets in between. And I think for me, again, keeping with the limitations that are inherent with the genre, I think it just gets an A.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, yeah, from its limitations, and it does really, like, they the screenshots do pop for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
With the color schemes and the palette, and I think they chose the best ones they could. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, easy A again.
All right. So this is it's going to be a high quality page. We're already a lot higher than some of our previous ones.
Definitely.
All right, so let's go down. Special one, just see the early access of 3 to 6 months. It's definitely been more than that. Remember, early access, it will always be longer than you originally planned for. That's a bonus
Yes.
game dev tip for the
Yes,
store
bonus.
page.
Yes, indeed. Please remember that.
All
Game
right.
devs should remember that.
So here's our about this game, and right off the bat, we have a lovely animated GIF banner for the Discord.
Yes,
Demonslayers, join us
yes.
on Discord. Very nice. Then we go down here. Spellbook Demonslayers is a roguelike bullet heaven / horror survival. Alright, so we have custom banners, which is really good. We have this GIF that is just showing just death all over the place, which, again, for a vampire survivor like, you gotta have that. Like, it can't be
Yeah,
a VS like if it's not like, here's 10,000 guys trying to get one
exactly.
person.
Exactly.
Linebacker
It's literally a
spell.
requirement.
Mm-hmm. Game spells on it manually, select demons the way you want, customize your upgrade round, mutate on text, difficulty, customize, steel power, and then we look down here. So the steal the enemy power section, we were talking about this before that it's kind of hard to make sense out just with everything on the screen, but they do have these lovely arrows. If you can't, I'll be putting my mouse there for those of you watching. You can kind of see where they're going. I do wonder if maybe having like a circle or maybe something that stands out a little bit
Yeah.
more would help.
Definitely like a circle with the arrow. That would be a little more helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did not see the arrow until you pointed it out. It
Mm-hmm.
could, because it blends into the red at the top when it restarts the GIF. Yeah, so but that is very unique and helpful. So at least.
Yeah. And we have upgrade yourself, which again shows these things off. I think the one section that is missing would have been the choose your own difficulty. Because you can see that we have, spells, we have your upgrade route. It would have been nice to have one that shows the difficulty off, because that's one of the major
Definitely.
things that was plugged in the trailer itself.
Definitely. And again, that was in the trailer, free content.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, it just needs one more gift. They really have all these really
Mm-hmm.
amazing gifts that are great. And I think one more gift would have just really pushed it over the top.
Yeah. So the final one, this was apparently, it seems like it was added in after the store page was put up.
Yeah,
So
after the
latest
update.
update, demons have corrupted shrines, Asher demonic hordes. And I think that's good. Like, if you're going to have a very, like, systemic or very systems heavy game, if you unlock or you develop new content or mechanics along those lines, it may be worthwhile to upgrade your store page with it.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the only thing that I think would be like a ding is that if you pay attention or if you notice, all the other GIFs seem to be of the same resolution. It's a little hard to tell, but this one is noticeably like it's like a little bit thinner.
Yes.
And it's not again like a huge deal, it's just again one of those little things we like nitpick here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But overall, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I love the banner separations. They use the same color motif, same palettes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is very consistent, and that goes a long way. So I think they did a really good job with the about. Again, just missing a GIF, that resolution, but it really pops like in the latest update where it has these little fireworks next to demons have corrupted shrines and dash through dynamic chords. I think that really helps it pop too. And then again, they also have by Spellbook Demonslayers again at the bottom. So having it twice. That's also very helpful.
Yep.
So overall, good deal.
Yep. And again, like this one things that we were talking about in terms of your font formatting. That the font is evenly spaced out, very concise and specific sentences. We have bullet points.
Yes.
Again, it's not like overwhelming you with text. It's using the images, or in this case, the GIFs, to sell the game. That's what you want.
Exactly. Well said, Josh.
So again, grade-wise, I think this is another very easy A.
Easy A.
So let's go to the title card. So right off the bat, while it does have the minimum of 3 genres, it's missing, I think, some of the gimmies. Obviously,
it's missing at least 3.
Single player, RPG, and I guess what would you say would be another one that's missing?
Single player RPG. I mean, something for my bullet hell. There has to be one of those, something like that.
Yeah, could be, but at least single player and RPG. I think they would definitely fit here.
Definitely.
So we go down here. I checked out the Twitter. It does not appear like you can send the developer a message on Twitter, and that is again a minor thing. Like you want to have at least some portal for people to get in touch with you, whether it's through a website, through Twitter, through somewhere, if people want to reach out and, ask for a press key, ask for some kind of discussion, that kind of thing.
And the Discord does work, and I went to check. They do have 1,000 members online. So it's a pretty active Discord there.
And I think the only things I would ding the title for is, again, missing the easy genre tag.
Yes,
and not having a way to directly contact the developer.
Yeah, so that's two dings, and those ones I really don't like. I think that communication with the developer is very important. You should have a way for always contact them. And what was your other ding?
About having the missing easy genre tags.
Yeah, and the genre text. Come on, those were like single player and RPG. Oh my gosh, that would open up his discoverability so much. So and has such a great store page to be missing those ones, right?
Yeah, but they do seem to be very active on Discord, which is solid. Again, it's just very minor things that can come back and at least chip away at the grade to some extent.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Grade-wise, I don't think I would give this an A. I think I'm leaning towards I think B- is B, maybe closer to a B on this.
Let's go ahead and go with a B. I think we can do a B. I feel like a B for me.
Yep. And again, this is one of those things that it can be very easy to correct.
Yes, and super easy.
Yeah. And in the grand scheme of things, that's not going to hurt the overall grade of this one by any means. So, for the final grade, well, we have 4 A's and a B. So I think it's very easy to determine what the final grade of this one's going to be. And I think it just gets, again, a very solid A. Yeah,
definitely. Solid A.
Very well done store page.
Yeah, excellent. If you so far, if you've been watching the review so far, this would be one to take note of and extrapolate and get ideas from. They did a lot of good things right. The things they didn't do right are very minor and can easily be corrected. And we've told you what to correct here, so you should get them right on your page.
Yeah, this is definitely for this genre in particular. Definitely a really good foundation, maybe even just a benchmark in terms of the structure that you want for it.
Yeah, especially pertaining to the genre, almost a benchmark. You got that, Josh.
Yep, and this one is actually going to be coming in a little bit shorter than our other one, simply because of the fact that we really didn't find a lot to complain or critique.
there's nothing to complain about in this one.
Mm-hmm. So, again, a very easy A for Spellbook Demonslayers, and if you are looking for another of the many, many VS legs, I know we've only seen like 2 in the last year. I know.
Yeah,
like, we haven't really seen a lot.
I think you're overshooting, Josh. I barely think it's 2.
Mm-hmm. But if you are still looking for another VS like, then definitely check out this one. And like we said at the start, if you'd like us to review your store page, it does not have to be a VS like. It can be any legs. Oh.
Nope, my phone. Sorry.
That's okay. I'll cut that part out. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So, as we said at the start, if you'd like us to review your store page, it doesn't have to be a VS like or any likes. Be sure to reach out. Again, my information is up there as well as in the description down below.
And same for me. My information is down there. Any game that you have, any Steam page that you'd like for us to review, please contact us and we'll be love to review it.
Mm-hmm.
Give you tips and get you going in the right direction.
Yep, we are kind of doing our own version of spring cleaning. Well, I guess winter.
Yes.
It is like winter cleaning here for our store page, so we'll be needing more soon. So definitely reach out. And like I always say, do the liking, subscribing, bell ringing, all that YouTube algorithmic stuff. Be sure to check out other Josh's games down below as well. And
join our Discord.
Yep. And we will be back with another store page real soon. And as always, come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where some of the art and science of games. Until our next page, everyone, have a great rest of your night.